Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Love Storyteller Tarot. My name is Jeanette and this is going to be your love stroke spiritual reading for the 28th of September, and it's for the new moon in Libra. So we had, just a little bit of housekeeping. I just remembered. Thank you for new subscribers, and sorry my voice isn't brilliant. Thank you for the new subscribers and welcome, and my new clients. And just want to say, I appreciate that, and just want to say, when you're a new client and you're coming for a reading, there is a button to press for the new client and then a button for the returning clients, because there is a bit of price difference. But if you could please use the contact page first to see if I'm available for a reading, because if your situation's urgent and you want it like there and then I'm probably not the right reader for you. But because it can take up to 24-48 hours for it to be done, and for my sister to put them all through, etc., and send them out. So and a big thank you to my sister, she does so much for me. So if you could just check to see availability, because I also do have a deadline to get, and I only work Monday to Fridays doing the readings. Weekends I don't because I have other things going on. But so because I have a deadline for my manuscript that I need to get finished, and well, it's finished, but I'm having to go over it to be in line with their guidelines, etc. So I'm going through it all, and with details, etc. So yeah, if you could just contact me first, just to check. I know my regulars that they'll wait anyway. They just and that's fine. That they know, and they're happy about that. But for new clients, just a sort of heads up, really. So I think that's it for the housekeeping. I did have my astrology chart done again, because I wasn't sure of my birth time. It was dowsed, and it was an appropriate guess, I suppose, but anyway, it wasn't anywhere near what my birth time is now. So and it does change. My Capricorn sun obviously is the same, and it's 0 degrees Aquarius, so that did change for my moon sign, but my rising sign did change. Your rising sign will change, and the planets in your houses will change as well, and they did. So all the ones that I thought were in my 5th house are not. They're in my 2nd house. So, and that has made a big difference. And actually I think, oh my God, that is me. When I was delving into my own chart and reading my own chart, once I got my birth time and everything, I thought, yeah, to do with the book, to do with writing. My rising sign is Scorpio, my MC is in Virgo, which was Taurus, and that just did not fit for me, did not describe me whatsoever. Now this one is completely different and really feels like me, because I was going against it, because I thought that this is just not me. It did not feel right. So I encourage you that if something doesn't feel right, be the detective. Scorpio is very much the detective. It's like go deeper and go right into the murky waters and get into it, and find out the truth, and which this is all about. And so I did that. So the astrologer I used was Steve Judd. He's here on YouTube, and he was absolutely brilliant, and I do recommend him. Because if you don't have your birth time, then you're going with like 12 noon, and it just it just changes things. So, and I felt a bit like an orphan. I wanted to know. That's part of my psyche. I want to know. I want to go deeper. So for me to have a Scorpion rising, it just makes total sense for me. So yeah, I encourage you to, and where the houses are, uh, it really fell into place for me. And since then, there's no stopping me. So trust yourself. Now this we had the full moon in Pisces, which actually this is the 11th today, so it happens tomorrow, Friday the 13th. Which was, I think, I was going to check and I didn't, but I think it was something like, oh God, what was it? False promises, wasn't it? False promises, and that sort of thing. So what's really important is this new moon is in Libra. So obviously it's a new beginning, a fresh start. After that full moon, that's like 2 weeks into the cycle. But what's really important is this Saturn and Pluto dance that's been going on, and that transit went back to 1982, 1983, which was very important years for me, and definitely because Libra is all about relationships, and giving birth to things and the archetypal energy. But this, let's not jump ahead. This Saturn and Pluto transit that is coming to an end, ready for 2020. Well, Saturn starts to go forward on the 18th of September, which is really, really important. So I think all that full moon was saying, because it was so positive, is that you let go of the false promises, either to yourself or someone saying that to you. Because it's about the Saturn and Pluto dance that was back in 1982, 1983, which was in Libra, and now that transit is come full circle all that time. So it would have been about working through all the karmic stuff, etc. And Saturn does move forward on the 18th to move forward into 2020, and then don't quote me on it, but I think it goes ahead of Pluto then or something, and then Pluto's behind it or something like that. But again, Pluto is the Scorpio energy. Again, the 13th, is all about going deep, that Scorpio energy. So I really do think that is the most important thing, because you've got Venus going into Libra. You've got Mars heading towards Libra. And Libra, I think Venus is the ruler, of Libra and Taurus, but obviously of Libra, this is the one we're talking about. So it's really, really important. It's all about values and quality. And it just feels like, that full moon was all about letting go of the false promises, and, believing and trusting in yourself. Because relationships haven't worked because they wasn't meant to work, but they haven't failed in the sense that we see them from the ego that they failed. They failed from a soul perspective, because it was only ever to learn a lesson. And the Libra is all, she has the scales, she has the sword of truth. So it's about, around this new moon, it's about seeing, because she does have this, and it does look a bit like the third eye, like a diamond in the third eye. And then also another one that's in line, that's like, is coming from the heart. So it's about dealing with things logically, because it's air, it's an air sign. So dealing with your relationships or your situations logically, and being objective. You've got the scales, which is in the court of law of court of law sort of thing, and that's all about balance. That's what it's about. It's about justice and fairness. But what's fair to one person may not be fair to another person. So maybe look back to 1982, 83, what was going on in your life then, and was justice fair then, and you know, have you repeated those patterns, because it's all about, you know, speaking your truth, but seeing things objectively. Are you, you know, maybe questions to ask, are you too emotionally involved in this situation or this person? You've got to be around this new moon more logical and more detached, as in like be the observer, the witness, whatever you want to call it. It's like going into court, isn't it? That you get you get the main character, you get the witnesses, etc. And telling yourself the truth, because she does hold that, because being objective rebalances the scales. So it's all about relationships, and that can be any type of relationship. So, but what relationship seems to be around this new moon is regarding the mother. I asked what archetypal energy was very dominant around this new moon, and the mother came up. So it'll either be fairness around to do with a mother situation, you know, or grandmother, a maternal, paternal, whatever, or, you know, going back even more than that, because justice is all about this. This can happen at any time. So there could be that karmic pattern, you know, it could be the mother energy, that, because the mother energy is about giving birth. So it's not the light attribute of the mother. These are the Carolyn Mace ones, is like nurturing and patience, unconditional love, joy in giving birth to life. And, you know, you're there for your child, whether, you know, and you give it unconditional love. But whether you had that yourself is another story. You might give that to your child, but did you have that yourself? Because if you didn't, then you won't be, it'll be affecting your relationships, you know, your love life, and well, all relationships, doesn't have to just be love. So there's some sort of relationship to do with mother. It's all about nurturing, but it doesn't have to be a biological mother. You know, it's your caregiver, whoever was there for you, the dominant role model. You know, and that, whether that's, you know, being adopted or being in a foster home, things like that. All of that's going to be affecting your relationships, and that full moon in Pisces is all about letting go of that so you can have this fresh start, you see. Because remember that transit back from 1982 where Libra was with Saturn and I think it was Pluto, yeah, doing that dance. So, you know, really is about changing the story. But this can also be, you know, Mother Nature, as in Gaia, you know, that's for the planet, and balance and justice is going to show itself around this time regarding that. Or it can be, because it's very much like the Empress energy, very much, you know, giving birth to new ideas, new books. Because remember, it's Libra, it's the air, it's your concept, it's your thoughts. So even maybe your mind has changed. You know, especially if you've been doing the work on yourself, and then that's the natural laws. Okay, that's in a law, court law thing, but maybe there's natural laws that also balance themselves out. But the thing is to be honest with yourself, honest with your relationship with your mother, or if you're a mother, a relationship with your children, etc. But it seems that because, you know, the shadow attributes for this energy is the smothering or abandoning your children, instilling guilt in children for becoming independent. And I know very much that was a big one for me. And now with this new chart, I can work with it differently and work with that. You know, because we're all here to be independent, and then to be interdependent with a partner. You know, you've got to have that love energy that's not romantic in your relationships, and it's all about nurturing, or it will be around this time. So let's have a look, see what the tarot cards want to say. What else have I written on here? Yeah, Mars is going towards Venus, so Libra, so Venus is heading towards its own thingy, so that's positive. Yeah, I did the cards for the masculine and the feminine energy, and the masculine's coming up quite high. Now that can mean that they have high self-esteem, but then that can border on arrogance, you know. And I don't know if was it the King of Coins that was in the last reading, but yeah, they can then come across that way. Not to say that they are that way, but the feminine's coming up at quite a low number, which means, you know, you might not be feeling good about yourself or your situation, so then you're going to be more vulnerable regarding what's going to be going on around that time for you. So you know, the feminine needs to be on their game, so to speak. They need to be nurturing themselves and looking after themselves and looking to what they want to give birth to. Oh, we have the King of Wands. Well, he's upright, so you know, this is all about being a visionary and seeing the bigger picture. It does come under, you know, Sag, but also the other Leo and Aries. But yeah, it's all about being a visionary and seeing the bigger picture. So, and definitely with Saturn moving forward, you know, you don't want to be left on the island, so to speak, you know, whereas you might have thought that it's an embankment where you've been. It could turn out to be an island, and no man is an island, but you know, with an island, there might not be no way of getting off that island. So it's like it's the vision that I had was a reading I had where he did like a bubbly brook coming up, and that's obviously that's the start of my life, and then, you know, it bubbles more and the water gets bigger, and then you've got your ponds, you've got your oh my goodness, yeah, your pond, and then you get the river, and then the river starts to flow, which is symbolic. Well, you know, when you're on that river, you need like a boat or a raft of some sort, and then, you know, you get going down the raft, and then there's room on this dinghy or whatever for 1 or 2 people, so which could represent marriages or committed relationships, and then you go down this path, and then, you know, there's me thinking that I pushed somebody off the boat, but I didn't. They actually jumped off the boat because I was awakening and they didn't want to come along. They didn't want to awaken and do the work, I suppose. But yeah, it was nice to know that I didn't push, that they jumped off. But then they're calling me and I'm carrying on down the path, you know, down this river bank, and I can't or won't hear them, but they think it's an embankment, but it's not. It's like an island, and there's no way of getting off that island. So, you know, people choose and make choices, and then you get to, you know, come to the sea, the beginning of the sea, and it talks about a boat, and like symbolically all these years gaining your skills, your tools, getting everything you need to get on your boat to go into the sea, because obviously the sea is expansive, and then the ocean is the biggest of all, you know. So that's where it's saying, you know, we're all at that stage that we've collected our the things, resources that we need to put on our ships, put on our boats, and we're going to be the captain of our own ships, because that's symbolic to Saturn moving forward, you know. And that's what he described it off and said, you know, when you go out to sea, you're on your own, but then there's somebody, but you are captain of your ship. There is somebody that comes in not long after that. And symbolically, you know, I feel that's where a lot of people are at, because of the wands, the Two of Wands that kept coming up throughout many of my readings since 2015. So, but yeah, this is him. This would be him or you. This can be you as a female. You know, but this is somebody that has a vision. You've had a vision, and actually Archangel Michael, the card was, you know, this is your life purpose. So whatever it is that you've been working on, whether it's on your own or in a couple or a business partner, because we, you know, very much comes under business partners, then you know, they're saying hold on to that dream, keep working with the vision, keep working towards it. You know, you are going to reach your goal, no matter what that is for you. And if you do continue, you don't look back or go back, then, you know, those doors are going to open for you, and that will be connected with love. Even if, you know, you're having to work on your business to begin with, for those that are single, you know, that might be the catalyst. You do that, and then the doors are wide open, because you're here on a mission to do something. And more often than not, that's, you do it alone. I think the lucky ones are blessed that, you know, that you do it together. But it might mean that somebody comes in that you then do something together. So you might have your own personal mission, and then, you know, you have an even bigger mission with somebody else, which will be to serve. But, you know, Archangel Michael is saying, whatever you've been working on, then it is your life purpose. You are going in the right direction. And he sort of shows that. Oh, and we've got the King of Swords. So, you know, who shows up in the reading, which is under the Justice card, under Libra. And this can be another side to this character, because he is very much about business, you know, because it's under the air signs, Libra, Aquarius, Gemini, and he holds the sword of truth like she does, and they actually hold it in the same hand. So, but very masculine energy. Very masculine energy. Maybe that's why, you know, they came up as a number 10, because this would be somebody assertive and would know clearly what it is that they want. Like I said, it's the feminine that's not sure or lack of confidence to move forward. So, but yeah, this is somebody you would go to for advice to do with business, and that's where the magic is, because, you know, this King of Wands is very much about, it's a bit like the Midas touch, you know. Seems that very lucky, anything that they do is like boom, it just happens like that. But it looks like, because it was saying, you know, are you too emotionally involved? So whether it's the situation or whether it's a person, you've got to be objective. You've got to come from the logical mind, which he does. So it might be that you need to go and see a business advisor in some shape or form. That could be anything, or that could be to do with your, you know, for others, because it's reading for a lot of different people. It could be that this is the partner that's been in the past, because it can represent the past, and, you know, you need to be coming from a detached point of view to sort things out, because this can be legalities, you see, so that does represent divorce or legal situations, having to get, you know, something sorted, and then you would need to go to a lawyer or something like that, solicitor, and get things sorted that way. But or it could be, you know, he is the same person, but very, very good at what he does. And we've got the swords again, and this is like put in the, because she's holding it, but she's holding it in a different hand. It's like saying, it's not saying that her truth's not important or his truth's not important, but these are very strong characters. So you know, you can, they can be more about goal orientated and about the vision rather than people orientated. You know, it's not the King of Cups, but this is either the female putting the, you know, it's like truce between these two people, if there's, you know, to do with three people, a situation, or a truce to do with what's happened, and, you know, and putting the past behind you, because the Three of Swords is about the heartbreak and, you know, the piercing of the heart and the pain, and sometimes that happens because either he's come too much from the mind, because you know, you can't be mechanical in a romantic relationship, a love relationship. You've got to drop to your heart and feel your passion, and maybe that's why Mars is heading to Libra, you know, because that's about passion and stirring things up and getting people to feel things, because you've got to be careful that you're not too much coming from the mind and you're not feeling things, or the masculine might not be feeling things, but this is like putting the thingy down and saying, well, you know, I'm not going to fight anymore. It's just not worth it. You know, it's not worth my power being seeped out. I want to give the attention to myself and nurture myself. A mother of some shape or form will be playing their part in it, because this is about resting and you know, taking some time out. Put that sword down. You don't always have to say what you're thinking all the time. And this is the Gemini card, known as the Gemini twins. But yeah, it's, you know, this is like heading into battle. This is so you may need some rest if any of you are having to deal with legal matters around this time, especially, you know, if you've got children that's involved, and you've got to be it's hard, but you've got to be objective. Mrs. Doubtfire came out when I was going through my divorce, and you know, as best as I tried to be, you know, amicable in that sense, but if you're coming too much from the emotions, it's difficult, it's hard. But this is somebody that has something to say, because this horse is fast moving and very clever with their words, and ready either to fight for something or someone, or you know, want to defend themselves in some shape or form. So can you see all the cards? I don't know if my camera's in a... Oh, see, something's going to happen swiftly, and I do keep seeing signs with Swift on it, a van or a lorry, and it's got Swift on it. So it feels like things are moving quickly, or things are going to be definitely moving quickly around this time, around this full moon. So it might be, you might think something's going one way and then it totally goes another way. and you know it shocks you or surprises you, but the scales of balance, the scales of justice will be working its way out. But yeah, this is very much fast movement, and it's what's at the heart of the matter. So this can be messages back and forth, which can be to do with him. So whether that is for some of you that may be going through that difficult time, ended something on that full moon, something that wasn't working for you, and then you're going back and forth, and that could be to do with, you know, a solicitor, lawyer, whatever, a legal representative in some shape or form, or it's the person themselves. But yeah, so it can be quite sharp and quite blunt, and this can mean travel, can mean movement, because you know it governs flights, so having to travel somewhere, maybe unexpected because of what, you know, someone says, that stirs things up, and then it's like, oh, there we go, having to go. But we'll get some more cards out on that one, and it may link to him here, or her, because it's a general reading. It's just you know, because of the masculine energy, whoever is in that energy more, really. But there is going to be some form of celebration. You know, the feminine is going to rise above it, and is going to work out something by putting their mind to rest, and maybe going out with their friends, female friends, etc., or going, you know, being supported by a group, because this is emotional support. But this is something to celebrate, but it could be literally, you know, on a physical, mundane level, going out, go out with your girlfriends, you know, rise above it, rise above what's being said or what's happening. Or this can be, you know, what's happening in somebody else's life around you, and you're the observer, you're the watcher, but in some shape or form it will be affecting you, and that can be to do with your life purpose. So it could be that, you know, even if your parent isn't, or your caregiver, the feminine energy isn't here, they're in spirit world, it's like they'll either be guiding you to saying, look, come on, this is your life purpose, keep going, keep doing what you're doing. Or it can be that maybe, you know, depending on how you were brought up, doubt and negativity, due to how they was brought up, and then you allow that negative thoughts and mindset to stop you from moving forward. And that can be to do with children, you know, if for some of you that's what you're wanting, you know, children. And sometimes people love each other, but they might not be on the same page, and you know, they need to separate or go their own ways because, you know, they're not getting pregnant or something, and that can sometimes suggest that you know you weren't meant to have children with that person, but we can hold on and hold on and hold on out of fear and not let go, and that's what the Saturn and Pluto dance has been about. And you know, back in 1982, 83, and what, you know, how much have you held on to either beliefs of the mother caretaker, or grandmother, or it can be anyone who, you know, brought you up. So got to sort of let go of those, because they can prevent you from moving forward. But you need to rest, so that can be part of resting, like taking some time out and going and enjoying yourself. Because when you break that, if you're thinking too much, you've got to break those thoughts. And definitely if you suffer from headaches, it's because you're too much in your mind. And Libra is, you know, is all about harmony and balance, and but also fun. So, oh my goodness, we've got all the kings in here, and they are all upright. We've got all the kings in here. The only one missing is the King of Cups. So it's saying, unless he shows up in a minute, but it's like saying this person's not emotionally mature, or these people that are in your life, you know, is there more than one? This could even be as simple as you've started dating, you know, and maybe this one is too quick, too sharp, too quick to want to move forward. So it can be that, because you've got so many, but like I said, the masculine seems to be around this new moon dominant, and I suppose it could be that, you know, be careful of your own mothering around the masculine, you know, because that can put a dampers on a relationship also. Mother your children and things like that, or your groups, rather than, because, you know, you want that balance in your relationship. You don't want to dampen the passion. But we've got the King of Pentacles show up. I think he was in the last reading, but I think he might have been there, but I'm not sure. So, but they are all upright. So you've got fire, you've got air, and you've got earth. It's just the water, which, like I was saying earlier, I'm sure I was saying, you don't want someone mechanical that's coming from the mind. You know, people need to drop down into their hearts, which would be the King of Cups. You need to feel things. So, but he is very practical, and, you know, he can have the vision. You can have the vision and be very practical about where you're going, but he also sits in the past. So it could be to do with two different people. Now that can be, you know, first marriages, second marriages, or long-term relationships, but you've had children with, you know, both partners, and then you've got both of them in the picture, and you don't know what to do. But this could be like you've got to get some proper legal advice and help, and put some healthy boundaries in, and, you know, get things sorted. But it looks like, you know, you are going to come through that, like I said. Yeah, because we've got the Karma card here. This is the Judgment card, and it does feel like, because of that Saturn energy and the Pluto energy, you know, we've got to clear things up and get things sorted, ready to go into 2020, because you don't want to be taking that baggage, no matter what the baggage is, with you. You've got to look at it and go deeper, because the Judgment card is about a choice. This card is about a decision to make. This is very much about a decision to make. Either these are separate people and they have to make a decision, or you're making a decision about them. And like I said, it can be as small and minor as you just started dating and it's like the swipe thing or whatever it is. It can be down to that, or it can be something much bigger and very important, and a big change in your life. So because you wanted to balance those scales, because this is about coming into, and it's regarding those eclipses, so maybe go back and watch those eclipse videos, because that sees us through to the new ones in January of 2020. And to me, 2020 just speaks 2020 vision. So you're becoming more clearer, you're seeing things clearer, seeing things better. And that's what all the part of the pattern has been. But yeah, there's some sort of karma, because this is like the final test about going into maturity, and the king that's lacking here. So it could be to do with him, the thing that's lacking here, and this could be a different partner coming in. for those that are single, because it is right next to him. Oh, and we've got the High Priestess. So, and both these have the pillars, you see, but this one has like a cloak, spiritual cloak, because there's, like I said, there's the earth laws and then there's the heavens laws, and that can come into play. This card can come into play with karma as well, because this is about judgment, but this is about good judgment, and you get good. If it was in reverse, it would be, you know, bad judgment. You've made a bad decision or a bad choice, but it's upright, so you are going to make the right decision for yourself, whatever the situation is for you, because the next card is the World. You complete something, you know, you've literally ended a chapter of your life, and you go to the World card, and then you go to the Fool card where you start a new journey, a new chapter of your life, and that's what you're doing, letting go of all of that. That's what that Pluto energy is, that Scorpion energy. It's about going, digging deep and doing the work, and, you know, letting go, because you then sit as the High Priestess, and she's very, you know, it's the modern day mystic, very powerful, but you can see what's going on behind her there's no veil, so that can be things going on behind the scenes, and that's where you're going to have to trust and have faith, because, you know, the natural laws will bring justice to the situation. Sometimes you don't have to do much, it works itself out, but, you know, there's that cat. Cats are about independence, you know, and this is she has the crescent of the moons on each pillar, which is the yin and the yang, the male and the female, and that's what we're here to do. We're here to balance the masculine and the feminine within each of us. That's what the balance of the scales is, and we have people coming in our lives to help us do that, and we do that for them too. But she's all knowing, she knows what's going to come, and she might not know what shape and form it's coming in, but the energy, you know, she can read, and she knows what's coming, and it's just a very deep knowingness, and that's what you get through going through this test. But let's see what's going on. The subconscious is, yeah, the Tower in reverse. It's like dramatic, it's like endings, it's the Mars energy, and I did mention at the beginning that you've got Mars heading towards Libra, so this is like an explosion, and it's like I said, this karma card, it's the judgment card. It'll either be that it changes your mind, as in that you don't become judgmental of yourself or others, you know, you don't judge a book by its cover, etc. But this is what's at the heart of the matter. This is what's going on underneath, that maybe is behind the curtain, that some, you know, you can't see, but the High Priestess, you can sense and feel it. But yeah, there's some form of dramatic ending, so that you can get to the World card, you can get to wholeness, and you know, that's usually a union of a soulmate from your soul family, you know. But yeah, this is about tearing down, you know, it's the jewel in the crown, it's tearing down, and it's nature there, look, doing it, boom. And like I said, like Mother Nature, Gaia, with this card, but yeah, there's going to be a change, an ending coming, but it's meant to be, because this is the only man-made card out of the whole tarot deck, so it's what we've built up based on our ego and illusions, and the foundation was not on love, or, you know, based on universal truths. So it was based on the physical, and this is like a house or a tower. Symbolically, the jewel is the soul, and that will remain, but everything else. But there will be something left to build on. There will be something left to build on. Oh, have I left myself enough time? Oh dear. Right, let's go through these. Let's have a look, see what he's... Oh, well, he's the star. He's got the star on there, which is like a wish come true, either for him or for you if you're connected to him. But this is, yeah, feels very, very positive. So maybe something that you've asked the universe for, or some particular person you've asked the universe for. It looks as though, you know, your wish is going to come true. Something good about him. So, and stars shine brightly on a clear night. But something needs to be clear. Heart of the matter. Oh, there's some form of news, contract. Like I said, it's like messages back and forth, but there's some sort of contract, some sort of letter. That can be legal, remember, because it's underneath him. So he might not be a love interest. He could just be to do with business. And there's the legal contract. And that is saying it's okay. It's going to be okay. So let's have a look at the King of Swords. All right. So either this is a couple, or it's the feminine going to him. It's the feminine energy going to him for advice. And that can also be the feminine in her own power. People turning to her for advice, etc. But it feels like the feminine's going to him for advice, seeking advice. And this is regarding finances, investments, money, basically, money of some kind. And this is about, like I said, it's like a truce. It's like put your sword down, bring in the logic, because that's what's needed. That's what's needed around money. But yeah, this is movement, definitely fast, quick movement. So things are going to get sorted quite quickly, or things are going to happen quite quickly around this time, because this is an event of some kind. So it'll either be the event that somebody comes in charging saying something, because you've got communication there, and then it just explodes. Can be that. But the key to success is friendship. That's the key to success, is friendship. Whether that's female, your female group, your female friends, but they're going to be there to support you. And that can be the masculine as well, if the masculine's going through it. This can be a potential partner that's going through something. If your life is okay to the extent, you know, that it's steady and plodding on and everything, this could be the dramatic ending for somebody else, because how can you meet them if something doesn't come to an end there? So I certainly don't have all my life together, certainly not, but I think I'm on my way to getting there. But this can be professional, or there's healing, can be healing the flower, or it can be professional. But I think it's healing because he was sat there, so it's something to do with him and some form of healing for him. Yeah, because that's like happiness. Yeah, to do with, so he comes across as, whoever this person is, very practical, down to earth. It doesn't mean to say he doesn't have a vision. He doesn't have that energy. The only thing that's missing is, like I said, the King of Cups, which is the emotional side to this person. But that's what probably, for him to receive his happiness, is that's what's got to happen. This karma card, this decision has to happen for him to receive his happiness. So that could be your potential partner and something that's going on for them. Well, we've got the feminine on him. Maybe you've got to be careful, I suppose, if you're being too much this way yourself, if you're the feminine. You know, it could be you. You need to be more with your emotions in that sense. And then we get the masculine who's on the high priestess. So it may be the masculine that's intuitive and coming from all-knowing, because they do seem to know, the masculine, whether same-sex couples or not, they do seem to know when they know somebody or they've met someone that's right for them. Or you know who this person is in the future. You know it, you sense it. Don't doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself. All those cards are positive. Let's see what's going on in the subconscious. Well, it's to do with the moon, which represents the subconscious. So as to why this is all happening. So it can be symbolic that it's not happening as in something materializes and happens physically, but it can be like symbolic and it's the subconscious. So it doesn't change your outer environment, but it's changing you as a person inside. You won't be the same person again, because the mood waxes, wanes, unfolds, it gets full, it bursts, and then, you know, it goes back to the new moon. But it's all to do with the emotions, it's all to do with the subconscious. So if you're somebody that's not very much in tune with your own emotions, so, you know, works both the ways. But let's have a look, see what's at the heart of the matter, as we don't have time to go through all the kings. But like I said, it's the King of Cups that's missing. So it's the emotional side of somebody that's missing. We've got the Devil card in reverse, which is, you know, like I said, that's I quite like to see it in reverse, because it's like letting go of the bonds, letting go of the power somebody has over you. So maybe around this new moon, because that's all to do with materialism. So maybe that's what happens. You know, you decide to look, or they decide to look at their shadow sides, and maybe stop defending themselves, because maybe this Jupiter energy, the next 3 months, they're trying to bring you someone. If you're out there dating, they're trying to bring you someone that's right for you, when you can be in the defence position and squatting it away like a fly, you know, because you're going back to the past and back to how things were. But there's the Queen of Cups. She's, you know, she is, that's what I said. There was the King of Cups that was missing, and then she shows up. So you've got to be more, remember, unconditional love, nurturing. You've got to be more the Queen of Cups, and she comes under the water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, to bring things into balance, to put, you know, you don't need to defend yourself the way you think you do. You've got to be in your feminine energy, because some of you might be very much, because you've had to survive, to be in your masculine energy, but that won't work with a romantic relationship. But things are definitely going to move quickly. Or for some, it could be that this is the other woman in the situation. Hence, you know, the Seven of Wands. But that's what it is. It's about getting to that point. So just see if we get any clarity on. Do you want to do the other cards though? Subconscious. Well, yeah, this is very fiery person. In reverse, it's she doesn't care. She doesn't care. Tantrums and spitefulness, and will do anything to get what she wants. And that's the Hierophant's to do with, you know, a marriage, to do with the marriage, and that's in reverse. So that would be why. So for some, this is happening because of being the Queen of Wands in reverse. Getting to a stage of, well, you know, when are my rewards going to come? So either this is somebody that's played the part in a situation, because this is about knowledge and education. So either this person needs to educate themselves and get knowledge and about the situation, because this is like waiting for the rewards to come. So that could be if anything's happened with another person, but it's the Queen of Cups that is the one that's at the heart of the matter. Right, let's see what the romance angels want to say for this new moon in Libra, 28th September 2019. Oh, finances and career. So it's like saying your financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. And we do have the fish on here. And this is about put your sword down and stop thinking too much. Like I said, it could be that you're too much in this energy, because it is the feminine on top of there. You're too much this. And you need to be the Queen of Cups, you see. So you're working too hard, you know, trying to find ways to pay the bills, etc., and all that sort of thing. It is a hindrance. It is getting in the way if you're too career focused, or your mind's too much on finances. You need to drop that, because it's a block for you at the moment. But let's see what the wisdom of the oracle want to say, because the angels are trying to help you to have more fun and not be so serious, because Saturn is very serious, like responsibility. No place like home. So this is about, you know, we're trying to find our home, a place where we belong, within ourselves, within our relationships, you know, within our careers, within work, everyday life. But you know, they say home is where the heart is. It's getting back to the heart, and you know, feeling at home somewhere. And maybe this person here is somebody that you're going to feel at home with. What number is it? 50. I don't know if I've got enough time, because my thingy only goes to 103, I think. Yeah, authenticity, basically. Being authentic means you get this in the future. Coming home to yourself, feeling at home, arriving at a place where you just fit, being comfortable in your own skin. So that's basically what it's saying. And let's have a look at the Akashic records. You've got to, that's where you're heading, that's where you're going. You've got to feel comfortable in your own skin. With a partner, you know, if you're the modern day high priestess, you've got to feel comfortable being her. Don't change yourself for somebody else. Or if he's that way, he mustn't change himself. Oh, we've got the increscent moon. This is like a windows opening, and I did say with this card, no, the life purpose card, if you follow it, you know, they will open doors for you of opportunity. And this is, you know, you've got your new moon there, but it says in crescent moon, which is 6 of keys, which is all about work. You know, he's sculpting. So your life purpose is very much attached to this reading. You know, he's an artist of some kind, but it's a window's open. You know, what's this saying? When one door closes, God opens a window. You know, so I don't know. Keys are all to do with work. The waxing The waxing moon on the card shows an exciting time of increase, abundance and growth. Your efforts have combined with external circumstances and even the stars have aligned. If things have been financially tight for you recently, relax. There you go, relax. There is a great opportunity for increase and fulfillment in every way, financially, creatively, and even in your reputation and prestige. So just do your work and get ready to receive. There we go. How lovely is that? And let's see how the universe has our back. To end our affirmation. The moment I embrace my peace within, which is this card, put any worries or concerns about finances away, and surrender, the outcome is the moment the universe can truly get to work. That's very important around this new moon. There we go. I do hope that helps, and I'll see you back here for the full moon. I don't know what it's in. Please like, share and subscribe. It's your gift back to me, and the link below is to my website for support, to have a reading, and I'm honoured to be a service to you. So lots of love until next time. Namaste.